Hello. This is my first video that I recorded of myself. I love watching some of these amazing women on YouTube. Specifically right now, Candid Mommy has become one of my favorites for many reasons. You're a wonderful go-to person on the internet, so thank you. Let's see. I would like to start by talking about my pregnancy right now. I am 12 weeks pregnant with my second child, and so I'm at the beginning of my second trimester, or just at the tail end of my first, and I'd like to discuss what my first trimester was like. I got pregnant a month or so after losing a pregnancy. I had a blighted ovum for my last pregnancy, which I never can imagine that a miscarriage would be. It's never easy, and I didn't understand the grief of a miscarriage until my blighted ovum, whom I call Olive because it apparently grew to the size of an olive. So I'm grateful that the kind of miscarriage I had was the kind that it was, because apparently a baby never did form. I just had a gestational sac that didn't go any further than 8 or 9 weeks. So I felt that I healed from it fairly well. Then when I first actually found out when I was pregnant the last time, I was immediately excited and had nothing but positive feelings about that pregnancy. And when I found out I was pregnant this time, I did not go through the 2-week waiting period of investigating every bizarre symptom as a sign that I'm pregnant. I didn't think about it at all. I was focused on having a healthy body. At that point, I was into clean eating and had won a photo contest for the Tosca Reno Where Will Clean Eating Take You? So you can check that out on the winners page of Clean Eating Diet. And prior to that, I had done a juice fast from watching Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I had eaten all raw foods and lost 15 pounds doing all raw foods, and that was great. I loved Jennifer Kornbleit's recipe, still do, recipes. And we had a flourishing garden in the summer, which made it even easier to eat raw. And then it got cold and I missed warm foods. But I had been very, very healthy for about 7 months and had cut out sugars, all sugars, for a few months. And then found out I was pregnant again. And I didn't think I was pregnant. I happened to have the official expensive Clear Blue pregnancy test. I feel that those expensive ones are more legitimate than the cheap ones, although I'm sure that's not true. So I took the test in the morning, peed on it, cleaned the kitchen floor, nearly forgot about it, and then checked it, and it said pregnant, and I wasn't expecting anything and wasn't quite sure why I was peeing on it, other than it was on day 37 of around a 35-day cycle. My husband was sleeping at the time, and I always thought that I would design some elaborate plan, make something very special for how I would tell my husband that I was pregnant. I used to fantasize about that before I was ever married. I just thought, oh, it'd be so fun to tell my future husband that I'm pregnant. And both times, really all 3 times, nothing special planned. So this last time, I just woke him up with the stick in my hand and said, look at this. Or look at this. And he was pretty tired, so he didn't say much. And unfortunately, I just didn't feel instantly elated. I didn't feel anywhere as positive as I did the last time. I was surprised that I wasn't as excited, and I was surprised that my health took a huge dive. Well, I call it huge, after finding out I was pregnant. And first I wasn't sure why, just figured, oh, I'm pregnant, I guess these are some cravings that are happening. But I just, I gave up on juicing and clean eating, and started eating some sugar again. I think I've probably gained 10 pounds, oh god, in 12 weeks. And I stopped going to the YMCA to work out, where I was lifting weights. I stopped my baby boot camp. I think that all of that happened because I was afraid, afraid to lose another one, and afraid of what it's going to be like to have 2 children, versus focusing all of my attention on Sam and my husband. So now I'm 12 weeks, and I feel that it's time to shape up. I may have been afraid or slightly, I don't know if I want to call it depressed, but I certainly lacked energy, which is normal. Which is normal for your first trimester, but I really think some of that was just fear and sadness. In fact, a new grief came to me of missing who I call Olive. Before I was able to write a letter to my future child, I had to write to Olive again. And at the time, I wondered if the spirit of that previous life could return to me, if it could be Olive again, in another life form, and if I would even want that. And then I had to recognize that this child is a completely separate life. My grandpa always hoped for a red-headed boy. Samantha, my daughter, is the 18th great-grandchild in my family. So remembering that he had hoped for a red-headed boy made me have a new perspective of how to consider this child, and again remembering that this is a completely different person, and by no means should my welcoming of the child be tainted by losing the previous one. So I'm still healing with just seeing this child as an individual, and embracing my pregnancy, and remembering to take prenatal vitamins, and making healthy choices, and hopefully I will start juicing again my vegetables maybe 3 times a week, to be realistic. A few more clean eating recipes, a few raw recipes, drink a lot of water again, and get back to the YMCA while I can. So I suppose those are my goals for my second trimester. Drink a lot of water, juice about 3 times a week, more clean eating recipes, some raw recipes, stick with the unrefined sugars, I suppose I'd say, natural sweeteners instead. Give myself a break for relaxing when I can. And another very important goal is to create a schedule. I am not a scheduled person by nature at all, and I recognize how much I could benefit from routine and schedule, and so could my daughter and our family. So that could be another video. My learning curve, I suppose you call it, my striving toward routine and schedules, and how that works in my life. That will be another video. I'm going to stop this one. Hopefully it has been recorded, because this is the first time I've ever recorded anything on this computer. And a video I may make tonight as well will be of my hopes for the delivery of my second child. Yes, okay, so hopefully this worked, and if anyone watches, thank you, and I welcome all genuine comments. Okay, bye-bye.